Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the stock market, people think, as a trader, that you're dealing with all these sophisticated investors. In fact, before you could trade some of the most complex instruments, companies offer prospectuses and things like that. For example, companies like Nugget, which will eventually go to zero even if gold is in a constant uptrend. Some of the triple hedge things, the VIX, etc., always gravitate towards zero. And then, of course, you know the stories of the people who got caught with them and the TIVIX and all these crazy things and lost fortunes, small to large fortunes based on these companies. But it was the trader's fault. The trader didn't order the prospectus. It was available. All they had to do was call their broker on the phone and request it. But who on earth would want to read a 25 to 150-page prospectus on how the company works, the assets, as long as you sign your liability away? Nobody really cares about you or what you did or did not know. It's not like somebody called you on the phone and quizzed you. When it comes to the market, common stupidity is a very powerful tool. Don't underestimate human stupidity. It is the same stupidity which adds tens and tens and tens and tens of billions of dollars to companies, not just companies, not just a company, but companies. And these tens of billions of dollars are added with no fundamental changes at all in very short amount of times. Don't take my word for it. Take a look at Tesla, which added $50 billion in the past 3 trading days. Or how about Apple? A week after they made their announcement that they were going to do a split, the stock literally added on approximately $350 billion. Similar, Tesla added 50 billion. The similarity between those two is each company raised their market capitalization by approximately 20%. And these are no small companies. Now, why exactly is this happening? One may ask, well, makes no sense. People are stupid. It does make sense if you could just accept the fact that most traders don't know what they're doing. However, this is to your advantage and something that you could take advantage of. What I share with you in this video might be life-changing for you, because I'm going to share companies in which I think can split next. You see, when somebody is going to look at a Tesla share at $1,600, $1,700, they're not going to get too excited over it. However, take that same ignorant investor, and that's fine. Not everybody's a day trader. People have livelihoods, real jobs. Nobody is saying that, you know, they're stupid per se, more stupid not in terms of an IQ level, more stupid in terms of ignorance of being misinformed or unintentionally misinformed, like they wouldn't go out and do their homework to discover what needs to be done. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is a company's obligation, fiduciary responsibility, if you will, to add shareholder value. With these two companies doing recent splits, Apple and Tesla, shareholder value was achieved. The stocks went crazy. In fact, it just took Apple. Apple closed at around $385 on July 30th. On July 31st, they announced that they were going to split. 5 trading days later, went to $457. Apple literally rallied 72 points. By far the largest market capitalization company in the United States of America, and maybe the world at this point. I don't know where the Saudi Aramco is trading at. But what company should be doing this next? Unlocking shareholder value doesn't have to be innovative. You don't have to do something huge. So many companies, they take on these huge tasks and they fail. Just look at Facebook trying to create a cryptocurrency called Libra. Do you remember that? That didn't work out so well. How about Google trying to do Operation Dragonfly in China? Move very scoffed at in the United States of America. They didn't get too far with it. You see, companies like that are always on the verge of trying to do something that is extraordinary, new. And that's brilliant and commendable. whether they succeed or fail to make or try to make value and create value for their shareholders. However, with this fiduciary responsibility to create value for the shareholders, there is no reason why you can't just literally hire a few nerd accountants and just literally do a split. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of the companies here that I think will split. But before we go on, just in case you are one of those idiotic traders, I would like to say that I'm not giving you financial advice, and nothing I should say should be misconstrued as such. Yes, you are responsible for your own trades. I know you're supposed to know that, but let's just be sure of it, that everything I'm saying is for just comedic value only. So let's just go, and we're going to talk about some names here that went up. But first, I just want to show you what these companies have done, and I do have a lot of trend lines on them, so just pretend they don't exist. And you could just see right over here, maybe I could go to my one chart. Yeah. So you could just see right over, whoa, that's a lot easier. Right over here on Apple, you could just see here is the day before the split. Here's the day of their earnings and when they announced the split. And within 5 trading days, Apple increased 20% in value. Take Tesla, who this was the day before the split. This was the day before the split right over here. They announced the split. Stock went up 20% in value. It may still even go higher. So what other companies would be logical to do a split? Well, a lot of, again, ignorant traders feel that certain companies run away. You might say, Mark, these traders aren't ignorant. What if these people could only buy one share? Sure, that would make sense because if you could only buy one share of a certain company, let's say you have $500 in a trading account and you wanted to buy Tesla and you see it at 1650. Maybe you don't want to do that partial share, whatever nonsense they're throwing around these days. A few of these companies like you can buy like fractional shares. But let's say you wanted to own a share of Tesla. Well, post split that would be possible. You can make that argument. But again, the way the people on Robinhood, I mean traders are thinking, yeah, same thing, is that these traders are going to look at this and say, it's a no-brainer. I can buy one share of Tesla today, and they're going to send me 5 of them tomorrow. And by tomorrow, I mean August 31st, dated on the 28th to 31st. You get the picture. So Tesla will be having a 5-for-1 split. Apple, I believe, was a 4-for-1 split, if I recall correctly. And these stocks have rallied. Let's talk about names that are inevitably going to split. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw this news coming within the next week or two. So just in terms of imminence, I think this can happen potentially imminently. And again, don't hold my word for it. Here is my moron shield, just in case any of you really think I'm giving you investment advice, then kindly log the F off out of this immediately. Thank you. Now that we said that, let's just go ahead and look at some companies which should do it. How about Amazon? How about Amazon? Amazon trading at $3,100. If Amazon did a 10-for-1 split, a 20-for-1 split, a 15-for-1 split, and this stock went up the same like Tesla and Apple, you would just add massive shareholder value. If you take a look at Amazon's market cap right now, it is absolutely extraordinary as they're slowly taking over America. 1.577 trillion. They announce a split, and this stock can literally add hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars in market cap. If this stock were to go up 20%, you could see this stock trading at 3,700 and change. Amazon could easily be a $4,000 stock, considering it goes up more. We don't even know the full effects of how long these splits will drag these companies higher. We really don't know. I mean, take a look at Apple. Apple's been just really, anytime they try to sell it off a little, they just bounce it up the next day. And they try to sell it off, they bounce it up the next day. I mean, this literally moved the entire economy up. The entire market went up just by Apple announcing a split. And Tesla tried to do it too. And guess what? They started breaking out. Just keep in mind, this is what Tesla looked like before the split. Still bullish overall. Nobody can argue. Big fan of Tesla, as you know from my prior videos. They announced the split. Boom. Higher. Higher. All over it. Now, just real quick, if you are interested in my service, I would recommend that you join some of the other great services here at T3 Live and do not join mine. That is my recommendation. However, if you do want to definitely annoy me and try to improve your trading and have the highest chance of success possible for you as a trader anywhere in the industry, inside here at T3 or anywhere else, there's links in the description. But again, I recommend you join some of the other really great services, really great guys here at T3. Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, look, I'm telling you how I feel. I'm always going to be honest with you. Please do not join my service. So going back to Amazon, I think Amazon is definitely a prime candidate to do this. Oh, like you have to be like I cannot imagine being on the board of a company and looking at your post $1,000 stock price and thinking that we should not do this. You have to be absolutely crazy. Don't be surprised when you see Amazon going over $3,500 within a week or two after this announcement. Now, granted, I'm making a huge assumption that they will make this announcement. I think Jeff Bezos has to. I think Jeff Bezos. I will. If he doesn't do, I'm not saying he'll do this in a week or two, but they got to be summing up these plans right now because you have to be an absolute crackhead to think that this isn't a good move. That this isn't a good move. And look, you know how many people, let me tell you, if you went to somebody on the street, not a trader, but they have their 401ks and their investments, and you say, let's say Amazon does a 10 for 1 split, they shoot up to $4,000. Would you like to buy Amazon stock at 400? What? I could own Amazon for 400 bucks? What? That stock was just over 3,000. And that's how people think. Amazon should do a split. How about this one? Booking. How about Booking? Here's a company plagued by travel. Understandably so. People are not flying as much as they used to. Thank you, COVID-19. Struggling. Could you imagine Booking doing a 10 for 1 split? In my opinion, if they were to do it, the stock would shoot over $20 to $2,200 overnight. One thing is common though, stocks have been exploding on these splits. Another candidate, and I'm going to give you a total of 7 of them today. So I gave you Amazon, Booking, and we could keep a little cute list of it. Here we'll give you Amazon, Booking. The next one, of course, is Google. How crazy do you have to be for Google? Everybody wants to own Google. Everybody with a Robinhood account. Could you imagine that dude? That dude sitting in a coffee shop with a COVID mask on, sitting here on his phone, has his little espresso. He uses his thumb and pinky finger to hold his little espresso cup because it's too small to get his pointer through. So it looks a little like this. And he's sitting there and he can't see his phone, so he puts on his glasses, which he had off for reasons unknown, even though he wasn't doing anything. And he puts them on and he looks at his phone and he's like, you know what? I see Google at $200 or $300, 100, whatever it is after the split. They're like, I got to buy some of this. Click, 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 click. I just bought Google. You know how easy it is for somebody to buy a stock? Do you think they have to call up their broker on the phone? Hey, Bob, are you free? Can you talk to me? Yeah, so I was looking at this Google. I think I want to buy it. I think, should we buy Google here? Wait, you're telling me it doesn't matter? It's just a split? But all my friends who ordered vanilla sugar-free lattes around me, They're all buying Google. I want to I want to hang out with them and talk about Google too. And then I'll sound sophisticated. I'll start, reading articles on it and I'll start pretending I know what I'm talking about. We could buy Google? Cool. No, you don't have to do that anymore. You could very easily just click it on your phone. Do not underestimate simplicity with ease of buying stocks and stupidity, because that is a force to be reckoned with. You underestimate that force, and you're doing yourself a huge disfavor. Google could add hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars in market cap, in my humble opinion, if it just does a split. They will add, it's a $1 trillion company, 1.02 trillion. I think they would add $200 billion in a week. 1 week. 1 week they would add $200 billion. They wouldn't have to invent anything new. They wouldn't have to do anything different. They wouldn't have to change anything they do. They wouldn't have to create a new product. And they would create $200 billion in wealth overnight if they were to do something similar, approximately, that Tesla and Apple did. Next is not really that sexy of a name, and I'm going to get to sexier names after this. This will probably be the least one, but how about Autozone? How about Autozone? I mean, Autozone is only a $28 billion company, but could you imagine if this stock ran to $1,400, $1,500? If this company ran to $1,400, $1,500, it would be very easy for a company like AutoZone to do this. And again, all you're dealing is with expensive stocks. When stocks get this high, there's certain people who just will not go in it. Why would I, if this stock did a 10 for, let's say this stock was at 1,200 bucks and it did a 10 for 1 split and it was trading at 120. There are people who say, I will not buy one share of AutoZone at 1,200, but I'll buy 10 shares or 100 shares at 120 bucks. There are people who think like that. Do not underestimate stupidity. Next company, known as the Amazon of South America, is Mercado Libre. This company, very high chance. So by the way, I just want to give you companies I think will do it with high chance. Very high chance right here on Amazon. Very high chance on Amazon. Very high chance on Google. I'm not going to rate the other ones. These are the companies in which I actually will think. These are the companies who I think should do it, but these are the companies who I think will have a very high chance of doing it imminently, like very soon. Like they're not going to drag them. Maybe we'll do it in a few years from now. No, not like maybe in a few months. Maybe I think couple weeks, like 1 to 4 weeks, which is a massively bold prediction. All right, let's just be honest. I'll be right or I'll be wrong. Time will tell. But I'm not going to drag you along. I'm not going to drag you along. Okay. Next is Mercado Libre. I would say Mercado Libre. I don't know if this one will do it imminently, but they should. They should if they're smart, because this stock is on a roll and you want to know how you can keep up. I mean, just to give you an example, in May, this stock was $742. It hit as high as 1270 last Monday. If this stock were to do a split, and I don't even care, Mark, will they do 3 for 1, 4 for 1, 5 for 1? I don't care or no. I don't know or care. It doesn't matter. Just do a split to make your shares cheaper. It won't be 2 for 1. Let's put it that way. I think Mercado Libre is definitely one of the companies that could do it. The next one on my list is Chipotle. Here's a company that just really rallied during the height of the COVID crisis. It dropped to 415 bucks. The stock almost tripled since then. How do you hold these elevated stock prices with the market? You split it. You just go for a split. And just so you know, I mean, this company has never split. You look at McDonald's, who was a big owner of Chipotle. Look at that. Back in 1986, it did a 3 for 2 split. 87, a 3 for 2 split. In 89, a 2 for 1 split. In 94, a 2 for 1 split. In 99, a 2 for 1 split. And it hasn't split in many years. I get it. Maybe it doesn't feel like it needs to. Fine. But a company like Chipotle, McDonald's is on the board. The odds of this happening in Chipotle, I can't tell you the exact timing because I'm not on the board of Chipotle or any of these companies. I would put about a 95% chance that this one does it. It just doesn't make sense not to. You have to be crazy, like to be sitting there in the boardroom saying, how do we bring value? And then, like, could you imagine one guy stands up in the boardroom? He's like, I got an idea. What's your idea, Bill? Well, I got a wonderful idea. How about we keep putting out bad, crappy, low quality Mexican food to everyone still? And you have the head of the board. I'm listening, Bill. Yeah, we keep giving the same crappy food that any hole in the wall Mexican joint will destroy us with, but we're going to bring people Mexican food with our logo. And then everybody's looking at Bill like, is Bill onto something? He's very heated. We're going to do a 5-for-1, 6-for-1 stock split. And all of a sudden, people are going to be like, wait, we don't have to change the garbage food that people are buying from us? And I know some of you are out there, I like Chipotle. Like, no, you don't. You like it because you have no real Mexican joint near you. Hole in the wall Mexican joint will destroy them. But, like, whatever, bro. That's cool. You want to know what has better Mexican food than Chipotle? Cheesecake Factory has better Mexican food than Chipotle. Anyway, they do a split. McDonald's is a big owner. McDonald's is no stranger to splits. This company can explode. Next on my list, so like you see, I'm like trying to cover a lot of demographics here. I went to South America with Mercado Libre. I mean, even though it's I go for Mexican food and Chipotle, even though it's an American company. And next, what I want to go to is I want to go up to Canada. See, Canada doesn't like traders, but we do here. Shopify, the biggest Canadian company on the planet. The biggest Canadian company on the planet. Why wouldn't Shopify want to do this? Check it out. They flirted with $1,000. They got as high as 1,100. They pulled back lower since. They've been on a small decline from the all-time highs. Fair enough. It has had a spectacular rally, which nobody can doubt. How do you hold up? How do you justify your stock at these levels? You fool them and you bring the levels back down to where they were and you keep your market cap and even raise it. And that's how you do it. So I didn't want to go on. I didn't want to just drag this video on for why I think this is going to happen imminently. But again, I did want to share it with you. So nonetheless, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Again, please sign up for other T3 members and subscribers with really phenomenal people and awesome content. Sign up for them. Kindly do not sign up for my service. Kindly leave me alone. Don't punish me for trying to help you discover these names here tonight and what I think is going to happen. But nonetheless, I hope you guys garnered value out of this. Happy trading, make money. I'll see you guys next time on the Newsbeat live trading broadcast.